their city in the central China, in the center of China, geographically, called the Zhōngguó. So Zhōngguó itself originally is not a concept of a nation or country. It's just an area. More specifically, the biggest city in the center geographic area of China, that big part of the continent. It's not the contemporary nation or country, that kind of concept. And people who have civilization have city. The biggest city is located in the center part of China. This is like a map of China located here. It's human. Why? A civilized human, right? You separate arm to leg. You have clothes and top and also skirt separate. That kind of social status, different social status, wearing different kind of clothes and skirt. Fashion-wise, color-wise, cannot mix in ancient China. So that kind of people called the centerland people, 中国人, because they're the center build city. To help you understand more on that, so in the east of China, the people kind of minority. They have less small group, live on the east, near the sea, near the ocean, near the Pacific Ocean. It's on this side. They are good at using the bow and arrow. They're good at hunting. So they call it Yi. That's the name of that group of people on the east. And people located in the west, it's grassland. And people survive the taming, they raise hundreds of thousands of lamb. They eat lamb, they use the fur from the lamb to make clothes. So those people named the Qiang. So you see, this is the lamb's head, symbolized in the lamb's head. Okay, they're in the west, Qiang over here, and Yi over here. In the south, in southern China, there are more and more insects, especially many kinds of snakes. So those people called man. You see there. Originally, this character pronounced as chong. It's not to simplify. But later on, because usually these insects are staying as a group, as a lot of them, especially for the small insects. So it become like this. But at the very beginning, it's just one piece. That's not to simplify. That's original form. But the most dangerous and most scary insect, chong, is snake. So using this character, pronounced as man, to symbolize in people, minority living in the south, right over here. And the people living in the north, they are also good at hunting. But somehow, in very ancient time, those group of people, they trained a lot of a dog. So you have dog as a bursar, as a pianpang, as a bursar, as a radical. And they're more primitive. They still maintain the very ancient method to generate the fire with a fire stick. So these people are here. D. So only the central people, the people in the central China, are more civilized. So they more look like civilized man. So that's a kind of little bit from today's perspective or point of view, a little bit discrimination, a little bit. Okay, that's the situation. So that's how this is shot. And then because it's most civilized, in the center. The build-up cities in the center. Originally, this character, I told you before, originally this is just a city, right? With all the big walls around it. Inside the city, somebody using weapon or arm to safeguard this area based on certain kind of principle. It's a big city. That's cool. Their city in the central China, in the center of China, geographically, called the Zhōngguó. So Zhōngguó itself is not actually the concept. Originally, it's not a concept of a nation or country. It's just an area. More specifically, the biggest city in the center geographic area of China, that big part of the continent. It's not the contemporary nation or country, that kind of concept.